Hey everyone, Joe here, and we're here with another sample mining thingamajig. I've already got my wonderful assistant over here, um, Oddcast, I guess. This is Beth that we're listening to here. Yeah, so I guess I should explain what we're doing. This time around, I decided it would be fun to do a producer tag. So this is something you'll often hear in hip hop songs and even in electronica stuff. Maybe sometimes EDM and that sort of thing. You will sometimes hear the producer's name or like some catchphrase or some rhythmic thing that they always do at the beginning of the song that lets you know that it's that producer's song, even if you're not, reading the title or something like that. So I sort of already got started here, but this is ttsdemo.com. I don't really know anything about this website. I just came here through a series of links. So I was looking for something that really gave me like a question mark sort of thing on the if. I wanted like a yes if sort of leading into like that question tone sort of has some tension. That was where my head was with this. Anyways, these are the voices, and you can apply various filters to them. Daniel UK is supposedly the like MLG voice, like from the Bungie games. I feel like that's not actually correct. Somebody said he was the voice of the guy, but I'm thinking maybe that's not correct. Moira. Okay, so we're back. Let us take that little sample of audio there. We're going to go to our folder here. I think this is the one. We're just going to chop this up a little bit. Gotta wait for that to render. We don't need you to work. That last one was what we were going with?
Yes. If?
Perfect. Okay. So I'm thinking we have something where the voice sort of echoes in, and then you get the yes, and then if has like a delay after it. Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be like 16th notes. Let's do this. I'm just going to copy this here.
Yes.
It's going to be faster than that.
Yes.
Okay. And then what I was thinking is just having each of these be sort of a quick pulse. We can actually just copy this guy. And we don't need that.
Yes.
Maybe even faster.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. We'll just take these down a little bit in volume. Whoops. Did a wrong thing there.
Yes. Yes. If?
Yeah. Let's move you over here.
Yes. If?
What should we do first? Let's apply a little EQ to this. We're going to... Actually, let's throw an extra on here. Why not? Let's see what we can do with this. Might be kind of fun to auto-tune it.
Yes. If? Yes. If? Yes. If? Yes. If.
I like this.
Yes. If. 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 Yes. If.
What is that up there?
Yes.
So it seems like that the text-to-speech generator just basically cuts off everything past like 3K, which is why those sibilants sound so weird there. The yes sounds so much like a just sort of sound. It's very squeezed. I guess we're just not gonna bother with that then. Oops, wrong button.
Yes. If. Yes. If.
Which probably means we need to do a.
If.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes. If. Yes. If. Yes. If.
There we go. Thoroughly compressed.
Yes. If.
Okay. Sounding pretty good there. Let's throw some reverb on here. We can do that in Nectar, but I'm not a huge fan of Nectar's reverb. I really like Rooms. So we're going to go with a convolution reverb from Max. So we have a nice little selection of convolution reverb pro settings here. I really need to download more presets for this because they're pretty much all wonderful. I am a big fan of Synth and a Stairway, but I'm thinking for this we want something fresh. Let's go with like a large wood room would be nice. And we want this to, we want the vocal to be away from us, come in, and then fade out. So we're going to play around with basically the dry wet of that, and then we're also going to have, as the vocal moves away, we want more of just the mid-range into the reverb, and then as we're close, we can have more of that high end in the reverb, but we, again, want it more dry. So I actually don't know if I can change all of those over time in this. I don't really know how to do that. I'm sure there's a way. So let's first see what this sounds like. Cool. And we are just going to take our dry wet here and just about 30-ish% is the most it should have, really. When she gets right up next to us, we want that to still have a little bit in there.
Yes. If.
And the gain is a little hot for that the whole time.
Yes. If.
Cool. So what we're going to do here is I'm actually going to increase the size of this room.
Yes. If.
It's basically increasing the time between those slapbacks.
Yes. If.
Yeah. And a shorter decay is fine for what we're doing here.
Yes. If.
There we go. And since she's moving around, we want a natural sounding pre-delay, so that'll be somewhere between like 5 and 30 milliseconds.
Yes. If.
There we go. And that pre-delay just changes the amount of time between when the audio happens and when the reverb is activated.
Yes. If.
Of course, if you're interested in watching this, you probably already know that. Also, we're going to have her go away from us there, so kind of behind.
Yes. If. Yes. If.
Cool.
Yes. If. Yes. If.
Wonderful. I'm really enjoying that sound now, so I'm just bringing it up at the beginning.
Yes. If.
Cool. We're actually going to boost a little bit, pretty much everything on the high end. And that is going to change here.
Yes. If. Yes. If.
Cool. And then same thing with number 2 here. Going to move you over to the vocal range. And we're basically just going to take this and we want the gain up a little bit in the beginning and in the tail.
Yes. If. Yes. If.
So you get a lot of room on the tail end.
Yes. If. Yes. If.
Cool. And then let's put an EQ on this afterwards. Let's do something fun. How about
Yes. If.
we're just taking out some of that high-end information on this one. I kind of like that.
Yes. If.
Sometimes I'll do that. I'll just pull out the Ableton presets and just throw things on there to see what sounds interesting, or, you know, if it gives me any ideas. Doesn't necessarily mean that something needs to be changed. It's just, you know, sometimes it's worth playing around with it, even though you wouldn't think that the track actually needs anything. I'm going to leave that EQ on there.
Yes. If.
That just sounds a little too crystalline.
Yes. If.
That's boosting our mids a little bit, cutting out some of that high frequency information from the reverb. Even though I like that in there on the signal for the reverb, the output, I want to tamper some of that. But I think we're good here.
Yes. If.
I think we got a solid producer tag. So let me export this, and then I have an idea for a beat. Maybe we'll make that a different episode.
Yes. If. Yes. If.
Okay, so I think we've got a pretty solid producer tag here. I just exported that, and we will use that in the next video. I've got an idea for a little beat that I might play around with, so I'll probably be dressed the same in the next one, but that'll be a separate video. We'll do some digging on free sound. Yeah, and we'll get back to the actual sample mining part of this series, which is the whole point. If you liked this video, or if you like any of my other videos, because this one was shit, you can support me on plantasticfanit.com/shop. Link in the doobly-doo for that. Or subscribe here, which is, you know, that's probably the first thing I should have said, because you're much more likely to do that. Subscribe, leave a like, a comment, that stuff helps. Tell me in the comments if there's stuff you think I should do next time, or if you have any pointers on this little producer tag, or if you have one of your own that you'd like to share. If you have music that you'd like to share, or you'd like me to review or listen to in a future episode or use in a production like this, definitely reach out in the comments, or you can contact me at plantasticfanit.com/contact. Yeah, beyond that, I think that's everything. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you. Bye.